It's Chord Tuesday, and if you are surprised that it's Tuesday already, let me just say welcome to the club. Today we are doing Jane Says by the band Jane's Addiction, and it's just two chords again, G and A. We'll talk about that in just a second. I came up in the 90s. I was in my 20s in the 90s, and I've been to enough open mics and cover bands from that time and after parties to have heard this song positively ruined by people who couldn't quite get it together. And for being completely honest, I was culpable in a lot of those situations. So I decided that this time I would get somebody who really knows how to hit the notes. His name is TJ Greever. TJ Greever has been a member of a number of notable bands. He's currently in a band called Soggy Daisy. He also works with another band called The Communicators. I'll put links in the description below. But he's probably best known for a band called Up With the Joneses. TJ has one of the best rock and roll voices of anyone I've ever heard. And I don't mean just locally. I'll put him up against Robert Plant, Freddie Mercury, whoever you want to bring to the table. The man has an amazing rock and roll voice and just can positively own this song. So what I did was I reached out to him. I asked him to record a video of him playing it. I'm going to play along with him on the ukulele, maybe warble some, harmony parts or whatever. And we're just going to pretend like this whole thing is happening live. Two chords, G and A. And it's just back and forth between those two chords. There's a couple of variations on the chords, and then there's also the rhythm part. And the rhythm part is the trickiest bit. So let's talk about that real quick right now. You're kind of doing this thing where it's a constant strum, but you're going to have a series of accents. So you're going to go down, 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 up. And when you go up, you switch to the A. So it sounds like this. And it's kind of up, up. It's kind of on the offbeat. So it's kind of like down, down, up, up. Hear that? Down, down, up, up. Down, down, up, up. Remember, this hand doesn't stop moving, but I am emphasizing certain notes, just like we do with the 2/4 strum. So then there's two little embellishments that we do on the G. That last down. We lift up our middle finger, so we're playing really what is a G sus2. Right, so we let the E string ring out, or A string ring out. And then when we play the A, we're just grabbing on the offbeat. We're putting our pinky down to make like a 2, 1, 2, 0. This is, I'm calling it A6 because it's how it sounds in this context, but F sharp minor. It's just the shape, same shape as F sharp minor, or a G7 played all the wrong strings. Another way of looking at it. So it goes. And that's the whole song. There's a kind of a I'm gonna kick tomorrow, I want them if they want me is kind of a chorus. It doesn't really, not really a chorus because it doesn't repeat. And what we do when we play that is the same thing. Basically the same rhythm. But what I'm doing is I'm taking my index finger and I'm moving it from the 2nd fret to play the G down to the 1st fret, which kind of makes a flat 5 chord, sort of. Really all it's doing is that part of the song just lives on the G chord, and we're just creating, a little bit of motion, a little bit of interest, harmonic interest. So the whole thing sounds like this. Then we get to this chorus bits. That's it.
It's what Jane says. Jane says.
Once again, a big thank you to TJ Greever for helping me out with this video. As you can see, the man has just a fantastic voice. He has two kind of projects that are happening locally. One is the Communicators, which are usually a night of themed covers. So they'll do like that 90s show, or they'll do a whole night of like old school hip hop or things like that. It's pretty awesome. And really just some of the best musicians in town are a part of that. And then again, best musicians in town, he has kind of an acoustic bluegrass thing called Soggy Daisy. And I've posted links again below this, and it's really worth checking out what he does. Don't forget that all of the songs that we do on this series are part of my big little book of 2-chord songs for the ukulele. Physical copies are currently not available because my printer is quarantined as well, but you can download still. You can get it as a download by going to butchross.com/downloads. And that's right here. It's actually a little cheaper than the physical version, but you know, for what that's worth. Anyways, and I'll be back next week with another one, and thanks for watching.